Hello and welcome to Entirely English and the second part of our British Superstitions Inside the Home. And before we get started on that, I'd like to welcome a new subscriber. Welcome. Now, I was going to say Eugene Lee, but you spell it with a U. So is it Eugene Lee? Eugene or Eugene? Pop some information about yourself in the comments with the correct pronunciation for us. All right. Welcome to our community. I hope you enjoy these and find them interesting. So on to our superstitions in the home. And again, if you have any similar ones or completely the opposite, pop some information in the comments, let us know. And if you enjoy these, please click the like button. And don't forget to subscribe. All right, let's get into it. Our first one, and I chose this one because it kind of relates to the previous video. If you remember, I was being bugged by a fly. The first one we have is to kill the first wasp of the season. I don't know what wasps are called in your language. For us, they are those insects about this big. They got yellow and black striped bodies, and they sting you for no apparent reason. Now, superstition has it, and this is still held strongly in the Midlands of England, killing the first wasp of the season will bring you good luck. It will enhance your fortune and keep you free from enemies. Now, personally, I don't like wasps. I know they eat little bugs and they're good for keeping the other insect populations down. But to me, well, I agree with Alexei Sale, the comedian, who said that wasps are the skinheads of the insect world. As I said, they'll just sting you for no reason at all. It's like, you're looking at me, sting. So, kill the first wasp of the season, superstition, kill them all, entertainment. Oh, maybe that's a bit cruel. Maybe not kill them all, they have a job to do, but to me, if I kill a wasp, there's still plenty left out there to annoy people. Our next one is about peacock feathers. Now, peacocks, those birds with the beautiful plumage, the male birds, not the female birds, peacock. These feathers are supposed to bring bad luck if you take them into your house. Or your home, I should say, because people live in flats a lot now. This is possibly because the shape of the pattern on the feathers creates that eye. And it maybe relates to the evil eye. I couldn't find exact information about why this is thought bad luck. But peacock feathers or anything made with peacock feathers is supposed to be bad luck. Which is strange because you see lots of like ladies' hats with peacock feathers in them. Do they leave them outside when they go indoors? Or do we just ignore this for the sake of fashion? Who knows? Now, this superstition, not exactly about good or bad luck, but it is a superstition. And if you are suffering from hair loss, might be of interest to you. And it is cut your hair when the moon is waxing. Waxing is when the moon begins to show more and more of its face. Waning is when the shadow goes across the moon. Waxing is when it's becoming brighter. So when the moon is waxing while it's going from the little crescent to the halfway mark, superstition has it that it's a good time to cut your hair because that waxing is associated with growth and regeneration. So if you want thicker, more lustrous hair, cut your hair when the moon is waxing, not when it's waning. You could look at this superstition because it just says growth and abundance. So it could be about money or prosperity, but as it's about hair, I would say, think about your hair. Think about growing your abundant locks. The next one is placing your shoes on the table, normally the dinner table or the kitchen table. As for most families, meals were served in the kitchen. Not everybody had a dining room. So if you put your shoes on a table, it was supposed to bring bad luck. in some old films, you'll see the husband puts his shoes on the table to clean them and the wife goes berserk. Are you trying to bring us bad luck? Take them off the table. One reason that is attributed to this is the thought that putting your shoes on the table will encourage good luck to walk out on you. Another reason for it, held very strongly in the north of England, where we had very big mining communities, was that when a miner died, his shoes were often placed on the table as a mark of respect. So placing the shoes on the table when somebody hasn't died could call forth bad luck. You're essentially tempting fate. Now, this next one I encountered through my stepmother when I was a teenager. My father remarried, and, at the end of a meal, you collect the plates, you take the neighbor's plate to put your knife and fork on top and stack the plates to take them to the kitchen. So she came round the table, give me your plate, and I put my knife and fork on top of her knife and fork on a plate, and she went ballistic. Do you want to have a fight? Are you looking for an argument? Because our knives had crossed. The horror. But apparently, according to this superstition, if you cross knives with somebody else, so you put your knife on their plate, crossing theirs, it is a sign for conflict. It will call forth a dispute between you and that person. To my mind, my stepmother caused that dispute by going balmy just because I put a knife and fork on her plate. But anyway, avoid crossing knives with anybody because it's like crossing swords. The next one's kind of interesting. We'll look at it as inside the home because it's about getting dressed. Supposedly, if you put on some piece of clothing, your socks, your underwear, your shirt, inside out, it is said that it is bad luck to take it off and put it back on the right way round. Meaning, you put your shirt on and the seams are showing, and you take it off, turn it inside out and put it on again. That will bring you bad luck. But leaving it inside out is supposed to bring you good luck. It will obviously bring you stares from other people when they see that your shirt is inside out, but it's supposed to be good luck to leave it that way. Because if you take it off and reverse it, you are reversing the luck. One story has it that William the Conqueror, while getting ready for battle in 1066, the Great Battle of Hastings, big event in British history, got dressed and he actually put his chainmail on inside out. And his servants were like, "Oh, we should turn it the right way round, sir," because they said it was a bad omen. William the Conqueror said, "Oh, no, this is a good omen. It tells me that I will be changing my clothes very soon." And obviously, very soon he was changed from Duke to King, the King of England. The last one I want to do today is kind of borderline inside-outside, and it's about putting a horseshoe on your front door. You might have seen this. It might be the same in your country. Put a horseshoe on your front door for good luck. Now, in recent decades, I suppose, not recent years, recent decades, people have said you've got to put the horseshoe up that way around, because if you put it that way around, it drops the luck out of it, which is just ridiculous, because that's not why the horseshoe was lucky. The idea of the lucky horseshoe was about the wee people, the little people, the lords and ladies, fairy folk. Cold iron is poison to them. They are driven away by it. Now, the wee folk can bring you good luck. They can also bring you bad luck. They are rather what we call fickle. If we look at this speech from Midsummer Night's Dream, when Fairy meets Puck in the forest, and she says, "I know that you are Puck," he replies, "I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and lean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal, and sometimes lurk I in a gossip bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab, and when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale, the wisest aunt telling the saddest tale, Sometimes for 3-foot stool mistaketh me, then slip I from her bum, down topples she. And Taylor cries and falls into a cough, and then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees and swear, a merrier hour was never wasted there. So we get there then. Puck liked to play tricks on people, but he also liked to do good things for people, like when he was leading Helena and Hermia and Lysander and Demetrius to the forest. And that is the nature of the fairy folk. 1 minute they can be pleasant and nice and doing good things for you, like the elves that fixed the shoes for the old cobbler in the tale. But sometimes they'll do bad things. And because they are so flighty, it's best to keep them out of your house. That was the purpose of the horseshoe. Cold iron. Stop the elves coming in. They wouldn't be happy with that, but as long as occasionally you left them out some milk or wine, a bit of food, they wouldn't begrudge you. They wouldn't attack you when you left the house, but you could keep them out. It's like saying this area is forbidden to you. That was the reason of the cold iron. So that's why we have the good luck horseshoe. It's not about catching luck or spilling luck. It's about shielding your home. But why a horseshoe? Why not any other piece of iron? Well, horseshoes, in one respect, were easy to find. Horses would often throw their shoes. Farmers' horses would drop their shoes in the field, and little children could find them and bring them home for the parents. Another idea is that the blacksmiths or the farriers who dealt with the horseshoes, when they took a horseshoe from a horse's foot to replace it with a new one, would oftentimes not use that iron again. It is damaged, it is used, it is weathered, it is flawed. So they ended up with a huge pile of this stuff, which is just waste. So maybe they encouraged people to pay a penny or halfpenny, farthing or something for the horseshoe to protect their home. Maybe they encouraged it. Kind of recycling and a good business plan at the same time. All right, so that's it. That's the end of, for now, superstitions regarding indoors. Again, if you have any from your country or any that you know I've missed, maybe from certain regions of Britain that I'm not familiar with, do let me know, and perhaps we can put an appendix video to this, like we did with the manners videos. All right, so I hope you are well. I hope you have lots of good luck. Do like, subscribe, comment, share, etc., as you will, if you're happy to do that. Again, welcome Eugene or Eugene to our community, and let me know of anything that you would like me to talk about, any questions you have about the British. So until next time, bye-bye.